It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
Do you remember back when you were young? You thought you lived forever and a day. But time, it moves quickly, it takes you unawares. You wish you hadn't given it away. Then life was so simple. You lived without a care, an endless tomorrows in line. Push it all forward to so many other days. How could we be so careless with time?
It's the Jim and Terry Show, or the Jim and Mexico Show, or whatever variation on that theme you wish to use. The empty chair awaits in the Hobbit Hole studio for my good friend Jim to return from his adventures, or misadventures, in Mexico. Got an email from Jim. I will let him give you the details of his first few days in Mexico, including the misadventures. Things that didn't go as planned. A holiday gone awry, amuck. Things didn't work out quite the way it was anticipated, but he's still safe and sound and enjoying his time despite the hiccups. Stay tuned. When Jim gets back, he will regale us with his stories of daring do and overcoming. In the meantime, the opening song was Wigmore Allen Gibbons, a song called Too Late to Change. And it simply speculates on a relationship and the idea that maybe we've let things slide, don't communicate as well as we should, don't spend time as much as we might like, and distance grows and becomes a chasm in a relationship. Is it too late to change? Is there ever a point when you can't turn back the clock? I hope there isn't. Today is the day when the Atomic Commission reveals the position of the minute and second hand on the doomsday clock, the yearly event when they get together, the atomic energy scientists, and decide, are we close to killing ourselves, destroying the planet? Is Elon Musk right? Should we be building starships? And is it too late to take a flight to the red planet? Should we escape, or should we wind back the clock? Closer to midnight these days than ever before. There's a war in Europe for the first time in, I'm just going to say 50 years, 60, 70 years since World War II, but we've had other skirmishes, but not full-out European conflict involving a major nuclear power, Russia. So is it too late, or are we destined to see this one, as Putin has threatened, to become can you have such a thing, a low-yield nuclear conflict? I'm not sure about that. I'm sure hoping that 2023 brings world peace, well, at least peace in the European part of the world. Seems like everyone's getting their ducks in a row. Instead of ducks, translate that into tanks in a row, as in NATO thinking of, Germany thinking of, Baltic states thinking of, and other subgroups of NATO thinking of moving ahead and deploying tanks in Ukraine as a way to turn the tide using conventional weapons, avoiding what Putin has always threatened. And to threaten nuclear anything in this day and age is the sure sign of either dementia, some kind of mental breakdown, or simple insanity, which is my suspicion that Putin is off the deep end and needs to be replaced sooner than later. And the sooner the war will end. Change the leader. And I'm wondering whether it's too late for that kind of change. Well, we shall see as 2023 unfolds. In the meantime, we are having the nuclear clock reassigned. And I was just going to look at, and I forgot to look at the current doomsday clock. So I will type that in as I chat and see what we can find in terms of the position. I believe we're only a few minutes to midnight. So here's the 2022. We are 100 seconds, less than 2 minutes to midnight. Ooh, okay. So where are we going to be? Well, stay tuned. You can find this by looking at thebulletin.org, which is the publication or bulletin of the atomic scientists. And they have a section on that website called At Doom's Doorstep. It is 100 seconds to midnight. That was assigned in January of 2022. My guess is we are 90, 80, 70 seconds. I hope we're not less than a minute. So I'm hoping it's between 100 and 90. What difference does that make in any discussion? We're talking about annihilating the whole planet. That's what doomsday is all about. I'm not sure if it's quite the same as a zombie apocalypse, but I have been watching the new release of The Last of Us and quite enjoying it. It's our go-to show. We used to gather back when my kids were smaller, in their teenage years, gather around to watch on, I'm going to guess, Friday nights. Rush home from school, get supper, get some snacks and treats, and watch The X-Files. And that was a TV program once a week that we used to gather as a family to watch in the weekly installment format. Now with streaming, do you have to wait for anything? Binge watch whatever you want. Do whatever you want, whenever you want. That seems to be the order of the day. However, my youngest daughter is becoming a sci-fi / zombie fan. And I'm sort of liking that because that's sort of my stuff. When I go to stream anything, I look for crime, CSI type stuff, whodunits, mysteries, suspense, drama, action thrillers. I try to not stay away from the reality stuff, when they do a profile of a serial killer or the life of someone who's despicable. I try to avoid those things. Real life scares me sometimes, but zombies, nah. But this one is a different take, using fungi as the premise. If you haven't seen it, stay tuned. I think it's on Crave. Is it produced by HBO or Crave? I can't recall where we're seeing it. However, it is brought out once a week. Once the episode is out, you can watch it anytime, I think, if you subscribe to one of those services. So there you go, The Last of Us, related to the doomsday clock. Why today? Well, it's the time that's going to be set. My guess is we're moving closer. If you have your own opinion, what do you think? Is it closer, or are we winding the clock back? So the question of the day, introduced by the song from Wigmore Allen Gibbons, is it too late? Too late to change? I hope not. I hope there's something positive for you in 2023. I hope that there will be peace in our world. I'm hoping peace in Europe. I'm hoping to settle that once and for all. Will it take tanks? Or do we say tanks for the memory, Putin? Lots of things to give thanks for in 2023. One of them will be, I trust, winding back the doomsday clock, hopefully, and ending the war in Ukraine. Take care. The Jim and Terry Show signing off for this week. Bye-bye.